What can I say, y'all? I've just realized that Married at First Sight, the producers, the people, everybody just loves dogs way too much. But we'll talk about more of that on a new episode of the Jasmine Show. Let's get into it.
Jasmyne and Vince.
The Jasmine Show.
The JasVynce.
That's my favorite part. That's always my favorite part of watching it. What's going on, everybody? What's happening? Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Jasmine Show.
I'm Jazz.
And I'm Vince, and we're here to talk about Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 7, in good old Nashville.
They in Jamaica.
They are in Jamaica for just a couple more days, or that day, I guess. Apparently, in my best Pastor Cow voice, I still don't have my glasses. The 5 couples share final moments together in paradise. One couple fights their way back to common ground. A heart-to-heart does more harm than good. The couples travel back to Nashville, Tennessee, where the shared spaces will deepen some bonds. Whose bond is getting deepened, Jazz?
The people that's crying over dogs, probably.
That might be the only bond that I could really see getting deepened in this episode. We got to see them leave the honeymoon, right? That was always a sad thing. I'm glad everyone realizes that, hey, we're getting back into regular life, and I might not actually like this person outside of paradise.
Yeah, it's easy to like somebody when everything is all good and you don't have real life like responsibilities in front of you.
Is it?
Yes, you can speak to that.
I think it is. I was like, I feel like you're going somewhere personal with that.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just saying, I feel like a lot of people can relate to that.
All right, I think they can.
It's easy to fall in love on vacation.
It's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Thank you if you're watching this video. Please take the time to like. Of course, make sure you drop some comments. Let us know your favorite parts of the episode or this episode, or if you just want to talk some smack or get into these ratings, which they did this episode too. And of course, please, if you haven't done so already, we really, really appreciate everyone that's subscribed to our channel so far. We getting some goals up there, yo. We're getting some goals. Please keep subscribing, and also let us know if you are covering Married at First Sight or any other cool shows and stuff like that. First couple I got on the list. Where's the first couple I got on the list? Why it didn't do the thing? It didn't do the thing. Oh, here's the first couple that I got on the list. There we go. First couple I got on the list. It appears to be Dominique and McKinley, which I just noticed that she has a chain that says Neek on it. So she might be a little bit more hood than I thought. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just a little bit ignorant sometimes. Sorry. All right. I don't have many notes. I didn't take many notes this episode at all. I literally had a headache from watching this because it was a lot of, you know what I'm saying? But still, more drama to come. The number one thing I got from Dominique and McKinley was people on Twitter were, I can't even say alleging. Everybody's straight up saying it. Did this man move just to get married?
Yeah, but he made it clear that he had moved because, remember, his ex got engaged to somebody else. You forgot about that?
Is he from California? Where's he from?
I don't know. I think he's from Michigan. Why do I think Michigan? And then maybe he moved to California. Either way, they finally move in together. They were discussing, like, I guess, I don't know why, but it seemed like she expected him to be, like, super old school and, like, be like, oh, you expect me to cook and clean and all the things. And he was just like, I don't expect that. He's like, I'm cool to learn, like, all the things. Right. And I honestly feel like she is looking for a reason not to like this guy now.
It seems like it.
Because she's like, oh, so I see why the expert pair does. And it's because all the things that he needs to work on, like, I have. And it's going to take a lot of patience for me to teach him. I'm just like, girl, have you ever thought about why he's a good match for you?
Yes.
Like, she's all thinking about what she has to do.
Very fair.
And the relationship should be give and take. But I feel like she's so busy, like, judging everything. Now, I will say, as far as the housing thing, I understand why she felt some type of way, but we'll get to that in a second.
We got to see them go check out each other's places as well. I don't remember seeing her place.
I don't remember it either.
Let us know if we saw her place. I don't think we did. I don't think we got to see her living situation. All we got to do was flame his little situation. But again, it seems as if, I've only been here, blah, 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 5 months.
He's been there for 5 months. He hasn't signed a lease. He's living in his friend's family's basement and everything in there.
Didn't want to be tied down by a lease in Nashville,
She had a very valid point. She was like...
The best point that I've heard her make.
You don't want to be... You weren't trying to tie down to a lease, but you tied down to a marriage?
Sir?
He could have played that differently. I think that had he said... I knew I was going through this process, and I knew I had just moved here, and I decided that I wanted to wait until I was married so I can make a decision. We can make a decision as a unit as to where to live. That would have come off better, but he just seemed very, nonchalant and was, I feel like, not deflecting, but what's the word? He was kind of offended that she was like, well, why is this the case? But I feel like...
She's right.
You just met her, so you have to explain things.
Yes, and not only that, make it make sense.
If you a homosexual, then just say that, okay? I need you to tell me, if I'm just meeting for the first time, basically, and we're married, I need you to explain to me why for 5 months you've been living in somebody's house. Are you broke? Is your credit shot? Because these are all the things that would go through my head.
Let me know. It's not looking good. Again, Jazz says that she's judging him. Even though some of the couple said that they snuck off at some point during the end of the honeymoon. Who knows if they're having a good time, if they're really enjoying each other. I can't tell. It's going back and forth. She says that, things are going okay. Maybe she's also judging, because she's got her own sense of style, matching suitcase, matching, you know what I'm saying? And he's dressed like somebody's dad.
Yeah, I don't understand his style because I feel like on the after party, he's very stylish looking to me.
That's his vacation shirt.
Nah, man.
Jazz was like, I thought Gina and Clint's stuff got left behind.
Yeah,
Why?
it looked like he went.
He chose to wear that.
It definitely looked like his suitcase got stolen or lost, and he was like, "All right, I'm just gonna have to find something."
Hey, anything else about Dominique and Mac and Dom? I haven't wanted to call them Mac and Dom in a while. Nothing else about Mac and Dom. Let us know how you feel about this couple. If you think they are going to last, is that silly? I don't know. Let's move along to Gina and Clint, who I'm also curious if people think they are going to last since we're talking about them. All I have for Gina and Clint is, in quotes, apology.
That's so accurate. So they started the episode where Clint pulled Chris and Eris to talk about the whole situation that happened with Gina and how they weren't getting along or whatever. So I was surprised, pleasantly surprised actually, because we already knew Chris had some sense, okay? But Eris was like, do you think maybe the way you said that could come off offensive? Or
Props.
You could have said that a different way.
Props to Eris right there. I didn't see that coming.
I didn't see it. Because all he's been talking about is getting some cheeks, basically.
Yeah.
And now he's not attracted to his wife, but we'll come back to him.
Go back.
But I felt like he had mature advice. For him and Clint to be the same age, I was happy that he had that sort of advice.
I forget they're the same age.
They're the same age.
That's interesting. Why do the oldest dudes seem the most immature? Maybe that's why they've been single so long. Maybe they're too set in their ways, and it's very possible. I did forget to ask you. You said you had, we do our ratings every single episode. We usually hate when the couples do the ratings because there's never a good thing that comes out of it.
I know it gotta be the producers telling them to do that.
Oh, of course.
Because I'm like,
of
this
course.
is a dangerous game every time.
It's super dangerous. Super dangerous. But real quick, did Dom and Mac have a rating that they gave each other?
What was the rating? He said 7.5. That's what they said.
They both said 7.5.
Yeah.
Let us know how you feel about that as well. Yeah.
We'll come back to that.
It's the funniest thing in the world. Again, we'll come back to Jasmine and Eris, but after they gave their rating, somebody's lying. So for them to give a 7.5, just putting that out there. What did Gina and Clint give each other?
Gina and Clint. Gina said, I'm a solid 5. The way she said it so confident, I was like, I feel like solid and 5 ain't too. That's like an oxymoron. Those two words don't go together.
That's not too. That's not too great right there. Thought that was interesting. Again, back to his apology. We know he apologized to his wife. We know he was genuinely sorry. It seemed as if, mainly. So it was cool. That's a great thing that he apologized to his wife. When he decided to make a statement in front of everybody, I was like, bravo, young man or old man. That's amazing that you took it upon yourself to say, hey, look, I know I messed up, and I just wanted to say that, I dated some bad ones back in the day. Like, I'm just putting it out there, and that's all I had to say.
I was like, it was like almost an apology. Like, the apology part was coming, but he never quite closed the deal.
He let everyone know, hey, I've apologized to my wife, and I'm sorry for saying this in public. But I still don't think he understood for some reason, totality. I was like brevity. I don't even know if that's the right word. But, like, you offended everyone.
Yeah. I don't think that he grasped
I think that he seriously thought, like, he couldn't understand why his wife was so upset. So once he apologized, he's like, all right, I know I did a wrong thing. And she mentioned to him, hey, me and the girls, that's all we were talking about. So I think he thinks that, oh, she was mad, so her or them as the girls, they was just riding for her. But no, they're all equally mad, bro. Like, what? Come on. Slender?
He thought that they were mad on her behalf.
Yeah.
But they were
individually,
like, that was offensive.
I'm glad, I think it was Nicole that spoke up and was like, all right, we can look.
I'm going to say on behalf of everybody. We're going to accept your petty ass
we could call this
fake apology, but I'm watching you.
We could call this a clean slate for now, Ginger. All right, so Jasmine and Keisha Knight Pulliam, who just learned that Ginger is an offensive term to some people, apparently.
I apologize.
When he was speaking to the guys, before he made that big apology, he still was like riding high on that horse, like, and then she just poked at the freckles, the red head. Like, he was really upset about that. Or would you consider that some sort of deflection or just ignorance?
I think both of them are too strong-headed to be together, in my opinion. Also, the other thing, and Keisha Knight Pulliam said this, when they got married, he was clearly attracted to her.
Yeah.
When did it change?
Yeah.
The moment that she said that she was not physically attracted to him, then it was like a tit for tat thing. Like, he's trying to make it like it's not, but it's very clear that that's what it is.
Now, has he ever said that he's not attracted to her?
No, he never.
That's another thing, and I think
But he's trying to make it like, oh yeah, I said this because you said.
I don't think he's trying to make it like anything. I think that in all truthfulness, which he admits to, he doesn't say the right things. So, like,
I think his ego is hurt.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is, and we know that too. We know that for a fact. He loves his hair. He loves himself. You know what I'm saying? But I think he just doesn't say the right things because I never got that he wasn't.
Like a valet.
I never got that he wasn't. A valet is hilarious. No, especially in that.
He looked like he just ran to go get my Honda.
Yo.
Oh, here you go.
Because now you're reminding me about him picking out the suit, and I was really upset about it. As somebody that paid lots of money for a custom tuxedo for the wedding. Like, come on, man. Now you want me to find the wedding
picture. If
picture.
this guy came down the aisle with that suit on, I'm leaving. Pastor Kyle, we need a redo. Yo. What's happening here?
Yo. And we get to see some drama next episode. I'm so happy they get to talk to Pastor Cal. All right. Anything else about Gina and Clint except for fake ass apology and that he was hurt?
He seems like, okay, so they moved into the place together.
Yes, talk about it.
And it seemed like he was the thing that he said he was excited about was one, throwing a party.
Yeah.
For his friends.
A Mexican fiesta.
Appropriation. Anyway. Cinco de Mayo is holiday time.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about from the girlfriend's episode. If you know, you know. That's hilarious. Anyway, and he's excited about her dog because he wants a dog. I'm like, he said nothing about her. Nothing. He's gonna ride this out.
I did notice that also, and I don't know what to say about that yet. We'll just see. Have to see how it looks. I am looking forward to seeing them actually living together. That's when I feel like that's when the experiment actually starts for real. That's when we get into it, you know? Right? Let us know how you feel about Gina and Clint.
I got one more thing to
What's
say.
What's up?
I think it's gonna be funny as hell if they break up because they live in the same building.
Oh my goodness!
So your ex lived down in the same building. Like you can't get away from him. You gotta move.
I completely forgot about that. I do hope that it's a big popular building downtown Nashville or something like that. I hope they don't have to see each other. I hope they don't, but we'll see. We'll see. Right? Let us know again how you feel about Clint and Gina, or if you ever lived in the same building as your ex. I'm curious.
Yikes.
I'm curious. Spill the tea. All right. Moving along. Oh, this is a clip of Clint being trashed from last episode. All right. I have absolutely nothing to say about Kirsten and Shaquille.
What did I get?
Jazz is just still set on like, oh, she like him. Stop playing.
She likes him. It's something that she does. Like her tone of, okay, either she deserves an Oscar or she likes him.
Do you think she's being petty about the bald thing still?
I don't think it's petty. I think you're attracted to what you're attracted to, but I think that she's attracted to like him as a person.
Okay.
And like I feel like she's the type of woman that wants a man with accolades, and he checks all of those boxes.
Gotcha.
And she said it multiple times, like you like what you like.
You like what you like.
And I guess like I'm trying to think about it. If I had never pictured like being with somebody that was bald, and then I get a bald husband, like what? I get it. I don't know. It's like cosmetics. It's like if you're like, oh, I'm into men with beards, and your man can't grow a beard. That's weird.
You were never saying like, oh, I specifically don't want anybody bald though. Like,
but she didn't say that to the experts.
I
don't think. She said that to her friends.
Yeah, we'll see.
So basically, for her, I feel like she really likes him, but she not gonna straight up say that. She said that their relationship is a 7, and everything feels natural.
7.
A 7
natural
is a solid 7.
Which
she
is
just
good.
say solid.
Even though Jazz on the after party, was it on the after party or during the show?
What?
Where I think it was during the show where somebody was referring to like, oh, you never know who's gonna come down that aisle, and she like rolled her eyes or something. You said?
Yes. Who said that? Somebody said, and you never know who's gonna come down the aisle, and then the camera goes to her, and she's like, I was like, that's so petty.
Sorry, girl, who you telling?
So petty.
Had a whole cue ball when I came up that mug. Like, had to smile.
I don't know if she just is like in her head knows like, oh, as a wife I need to do this, this, and this. Like those are my responsibilities. But like they were talking about moving in together.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh yeah, I don't have a problem. Like I'll wash the clothes and all this stuff. And he's talking about how he's super organized. I never trusted when a man say he's super organized. Either he's OCD or his organization is not your organization. That's
most of the time.
That's just what I see.
I feel like that's most of the time.
I have some male friends that are super OCD, and they've been single. Okay, so
happens. Let us know how you feel about this wonderful, wonderful couple. I'm absolutely rooting for Shaq and Kirsten.
She said something that stood out to me. She said, she's excited to create the love.
I missed that.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
When she said that, that's when I was like, the way she's saying it sounds so authentic, and like she really means it.
I love love.
Because I think she's basically saying, all right, I'm gonna have to accept that he visually may not look like what I want, but like we are connecting, and that's what you want in this experiment.
Health and wealth and love. Awesome job. Let's get into Nicole and Christopher. What do you have about them, Jasmine?
Young Justin number 2.
All right.
Justin number 2.
That is hilarious. Yes, Justin from last season in San Diego.
Yes.
Last season in San Diego, he was. They called him Tree, but I like to think of him as a weeping willow, if you will.
That's hilarious.
That man cried for everything,
yes,
bro.
He really did.
And if you recall, I'm sure I don't have the video or picture of Maya in here still. If I do, you're gonna be mad. The wolf. His dog attacked his wife's dog. There was a whole fiasco about it. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure if you're watching now, you've seen it. And yeah, and I don't remember him crying that much about having to get rid of the dog. I know it was a big thing for them, but watching the clip in After Party of Pastor Cal talking to them while he's holding her dog with the little cone around his head.
Oh my God.
Tears running down his face and the dog face at the same time. Like, I'm like, this is too much. But I must say, Justin did not cry nearly as much or as hard as this man cried for his dog. For the possibility of not being able to bring his dog into this new apartment. I don't know when he found that out, why that's what he was doing on vacation or whatever.
I guess somebody had died.
Everybody was, oh, what happened? What did she say to him? His family members must have, something could have happened. He lost his ring. You can't bring the dog. The dog ain't die, bro. People love their dogs. They love their dogs.
Dog limit.
They love their dogs.
So he has 2 dogs and she has 1.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought she has 2 dogs.
He has 2 dogs.
No way.
And she has 1, which is why I thought it was like, damn, like, you gonna let your girl sacrifice her whole dog when you got 2?
I thought it was she had 2 dogs.
He has 2 dogs. And she has 1. So he thought he was gonna come in here with 2 dogs and take up the 2 dog quota.
So was the crying that he had to make a choice?
I think that's what it was. I think because
I love them both like, equally.
Yeah,
I can't.
Like, I can't abandon them.
Let us know if that's correct too. Let us know, and if you have a dog, let us know if you had to be away from your dog for 8 weeks. You know where the dog is. You don't have to drive your dog to Florida or something like that, like Justin did or whatever. Even though I think Nicole had offered to have her dad.
Her dad was gonna come take care of it, or somebody's gonna come take care of the dog. But the fact that she volunteered her dog up to be the adopted dog temporarily, the foster dog, was wild to me because I'm like, have y'all not watched last season?
Nah, this is unnecessary.
Anytime the dog, you gotta sacrifice the dog, it's not gonna end well.
This is way too much, bro.
I would hate to see if somebody actually died.
Yo, this is way too much, bro. So he definitely has 2 dogs. Again, please confirm because I wasn't.
Say what I want to say.
I wasn't sure. Please don't. Please don't.
You said please don't say it.
Please don't. Please don't. But I was just like, so they showed us this preview last week, sorry, and I was just like, all right, something is going down. What could it possibly be? Because they seemed like they were cool this whole time. I will say though, even though accompanied with this goofy crying. She did a very good job at consoling him, knowing that that's something that is very important to him, as well as his wife was on top of it in terms of trying to figure out what are we going to do about these dogs.
She said, because one thing I'm going to do is make this relationship work.
Yo!
The dogs ain't going to be the issue in our relationship.
All right, sorry for blowing this guy up so much. But yeah, man, like, this is a very goofy situation, but she got to it, and I give her so much credit for that.
I'm sorry. If I'm her dad, I'm judging this man when I watch this back.
When you watch,
so this is why my daughter called me
when you watch it back,
super serious about the dog.
I got dog crap and chewed up, even though she said the dog don't chew or.
In the new set.
Jazz wants to get a dog very soon, and I'm just like, So we're not allowed to have dogs in our building, but people have dogs.
I need an emotional support animal.
Absolutely. People have dogs in our building, right? That's all I'm going to say. So I feel like if you had a 2-dog limit, who checking for that 3rd dog for real, though?
But it's like your children.
Because we can't even have dogs and people have dogs. So it's like, it's obviously very visibly and audibly canines taking place in this building.
What Jasmine gonna do is my question. She got 4, don't she?
That's crazy. So yeah, so I'm like, she gotta get rid of half the dogs, or she got rid of half the dogs. Yeah, like, Come on, man. She got the double the amount of dogs that you got, and she never shed a tear or nothing like that. Man, I ain't got nothing to say about it.
You was over.
And I was really like, cause he seems like such a good guy. And sorry we flaming you right now, but he seemed like such a good guy, and the fact that was what tore him down. I'm like, what is the rest? That's what I'm saying. What is the rest of this relationship?
She's from New York too. Y'all New York people are crazy.
What is the rest of this relationship gonna be like? Yeah. And I'm glad that I think it was Clinton or somebody that was like, "Oh, I know New Yorkers, man. She different." And I was like, "Yeah, you know." All right, shout out to New Yorkers out there.
You agree with Clinton now?
We different.
Oh, okay.
Bacon, egg, and cheese, just cause. Let us know how you feel about the dog. If you have a dog and you would feel that sad, or just Nicole and Christopher's relationship in general. Wait, they also gave each other an 8.2 in their relationship score.
She was basically saying that she thinks things are gonna change once they get home.
Not mad at it. I like that. I like it a lot, and very fair in the scoring as well, I think. Let's move along to Jasmyne and Eris. Not this Jasmine.
I'm like, Jasmine and Eris, who is that?
Jasmine, that's how you say their names, right?
Yes.
Thought I had all the names right. Again, we're just going back. I feel like we keep running into the same issues with them. He's 39 and never been in love. She brought it up again. They cut back to him in after party. I'm very glad and kind of sad that she had to see that clip of him saying, "Yeah, you know, I think she feel like I'm on a 12 on the scale."
No, he said she's on a 12.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In terms of yeah, she look at him as a 12, but I look at her as a 4, and that's wild. That's wild. I think when they had their conversation about the ratings, I believe she said he was, well, not he. Their relationship was at an 8, and he said that it's at a 7, and I don't think he realized how she felt about that.
And Max said, "Somebody has lied."
Somebody lying. Somebody lying.
I was like, all right, Max.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I probably I wouldn't feel no type of way because that's like not that far off. Like a 7 and an 8 is not that far off. If he said a 4 in front of everybody and you said an 8, now that would be wild, right?
That would be crazy.
But also, why he lying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Is he saying, he didn't even really go into detail. He's saying that he feels like with the way that they're clicking and everything, they're at a 7. Because he's told the guys this was not about attraction. The question wasn't about attraction. It was about how
is correct.
They see their relationship.
Which I still think the fact that she's a 4 in attraction is kind of wild for your wife anyway. Like,
that's wild.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah, I think that I don't understand how that's the case when you were asking her where her favorite position was, and as soon as she was like, yeah, nah. She didn't say, I don't want to have sex with you.
Yeah. She
said, I'm a little more modest than that.
That's it.
And
simple as that.
I get that, because not every woman is comfortable just talking about sexcapades, husband or not, on camera. Right. I wouldn't be comfortable with it.
No?
No.
Okay.
So, I get where she's coming. The marriage bed is undefiled. Let me say that again.
Okay. Say it again.
The marriage bed is undefiled. But whatever you do with your husband doesn't necessarily need to be broadcast to the world. Very true, though. Very true.
I think that, yeah, she seemed a little bit upset. I can't remember what she said, but I read the black woman language when she said it, and I was like, oh, she's pissed. And he's not even...
We didn't know what it was.
He's not even acknowledging it.
We didn't know why she was pissed until we watched the after party.
And then for my after party heads, was your mind blown as well when you found out that the former Playboy who managed to hook up with a chick the day before Pastor Cal told him he was getting married. They shared and exchanged Instagrams as a married couple, and found out that the chick that he hooked up with is
a mutual friend.
That's wild.
That's embarrassing as hell.
Super embarrassing.
Like, cause you got like, oh, this is my new husband. Oh, your cousin smashed him.
Oh, how you know?
So you already know. You know how my husband's dick is before I know. That's a problem. we automatically can, either I gotta get rid of him or we can't be friends. You see what I'm saying? There's no bouncing back from that for me. Either I gotta get rid of the husband or I gotta get rid of the friend. And I hope it's not like a cousin or something.
Yeah, you said cousin. I was like, did they say what?
No, I'm saying like
right, that was
hypothetically, if it was my
hypothetical.
friend's cousin, that's wild.
It was hypothetical.
Now I gotta call it off my friend and her cousin.
But yeah, that's just pretty crazy. Oh, how you know this person? Oh, you know that's my homie from. How you know this person?
I might have smashed her 2 weeks ago.
And that's wild to say. That's wild to say.
I mean, the real deal is, if they're mutual friends, she could ask. It would come out. What don't come out in the? Is it the rinse? What don't come out in the wash comes out in the rinse.
Okay.
Okay. So I give him credit for being straight up and honest.
Yes, big facts.
Versus, cause dudes be lying.
Dudes be lying crazy. I feel like he probably could have lied about that. He definitely probably has lied about stuff like that in his past. But it's very good that he made sure to communicate that. And speaking on Eris and communication, props to you, sir. I feel like I looked at him as he's older than us. He's almost 40 years old. But
not that 40 years old.
That what?
You gotta say that.
What?
It's a disclaimer. 40 is not old.
No, absolutely not. Just the fact that I can't remember how old she is. She's 30. He's 40. He's older than her. And I just felt like we were only getting immature. Well, only what the cameras were showing. Yeah. We were only getting immature Eris this whole time. And from the conversation that he had telling Clint, well, what did he say? You wrote it down. He said something and I was like, Eris? Who's that? He seems like one of those guys that like...
He said he needs to validate her concerns because she may interpret it wrong and based on him saying slender, he doesn't know if she struggled with weight in the past. Yeah. So that could hurt.
He seems like somebody that like gives out great dating advice but hasn't been able to take it his entire life himself.
I feel like it's mad people like that.
All the time. All the time. They don't know what to do for themselves. They don't know how to apply it because they have their own bias. So I will, again, Eris stepped up. Really great communication this episode. Just in general. Even though his wife feels like he is a bossy gym rat. But I'm glad that she also can understand that, oh, he's not just trying to get away from me. Like, he really is about that gym life. But he a little bit bossy.
I think that him never living with someone is going to be an issue because he needs a lot of personal space, as you can see.
Yeah, so absolutely.
That's going to be interesting for sure.
Right. I have nothing else about Jasmine and Eris. Did you? That's it. Let's get into these ratings. Of course, most of you guys' favorite part of our episodes here. We rate these wonderful, wonderful couples on a level of 1 to 10, similar to how they did in the episode. Just it's not as much tension here, I guess. All right. This is basically like on the level of love and compatibility as a couple. I should have wrote down what their rating. Jazz got them know what their ratings were. But let's work our way backwards. Let's start with Jasmine and Eris, who we both agreed to give a 5 last week, even though they think that, I mean, it's their relationship. They think that they're at a 7.
If I just watched the episode and not the after party, I would be like, I give them a 5. But still, after watching the after party, that's hard to get past.
Oh, that's big.
You smashed somebody I know.
That's big.
And not like years ago. Because that is like, all right, that was years ago.
Like
2 weeks ago?
Like, because I know. All right, see, now the embarrassment is hitting me a little bit more.
It's harder.
It's hitting me a little bit more because I do want to say that, you know, obviously, you know, we root for everybody black regardless. Happy Black History Month. Yeah. But in general, like, I want them to do well specifically because of this episode. Like, I feel like I've seen so much growth from him, like, just in the way that he carries himself and, you know, holds conversation with people. But the embarrassment of, like, thinking, where's my phone at? Like, yo, did you see Shawty just married him? I just finished hopping off. We was up in the club. We was doing this and that.
Last month.
Or other way around. Man, I know he ain't go up and get married when we was just talking about, oh, I think I might be falling for...
And I'm pretty sure he said that. I remember.
Because word travels fast.
This is going to come up.
It just takes one person, especially because they have mutual friends, it takes one person to be like...
come up because he
ain't that...
Remember
they had a wedding. Pictures is already out.
You remember he said...
Her friends is already talking.
Yeah, there's probably a girl that thinks I'm an asshole because I just had to cut her off because I told her I'm getting married. This is going to come back, y'all. Mark my words. Now I'm remembering all the conversations. He was like, yeah, I definitely smashed somebody like the day before I got married. And she's probably thinking I'm an asshole right now because I had to like disconnect from her. That's going to come back.
Did he say that to her?
He said it to the guys. And that's why Chris was like, this guy's probably not ready to get married. Which is also the reason why Chris said, well, do you think you can fall in love with her?
Which I appreciate. And everybody was like, yeah, he don't be asking questions like that. I wonder why.
She was probably like, Nicole probably hitting him on the leg underneath the table.
Ask that. Yeah, I do think this could turn into a very messy situation. Like, who knows what could happen? Like, she could pop up at the house and chase them and the producers in the car down the block for a long chase and...
I have them... I can't even say it. Have the producers been doing their Maury training?
Yes, hopefully. That was what was the show that you watched? Love After Lockup.
Yeah, that
was a reference to that. So shout out to y'all.
No, it wasn't, but that's funny.
Shout out to Millennial and Mom. Y'all will get that one at least. All right. Let's see. You say 5?
It's 50-50 for me.
Yeah.
That's a huge issue. That's a huge thing to work past.
We agreed on the 5 last week. You can give them a 5. I actually want to give them a 6. As crazy as that sounds.
Why?
The only reason I'm giving them a higher score is because I feel like I've seen a significant amount of growth from Aris this episode.
Are you okay with somebody saying put your wife's goodies before you?
Hey!
Or vice versa? No.
Let's move on to Nicole and Christopher, who we gave a 6.5 last week, which they rated themselves pretty. I think
She's
I would
8.2.
I would almost say a 10, but I also, again, because of the competitive. I don't like that crying stuff, man. I'm a very emotional guy myself, but that was too much.
I'm looking at you so crazy right now.
I'm an emotional.
Vince can cry on cue.
I can, but I admit that I'm an emotional guy. But over that dog balling the way he was, nah, that was too much, bro. That's way too much. But the reason I would like to give a higher score again is because, I don't know nothing about Nicole for real.
Yeah. And
to see her step up like that was like, what if somebody had died? You know what I'm saying? What if, I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. That's something that was really important to him. He broke down as a man, and she was like, not my husband. That's what matters to me. 7.
And she was defending her man on
crazy
after party.
Crazy.
Keisha was like, you ain't gonna talk about her husband. I'm like, that part.
7.
Okay. I can agree with that.
Jazz agrees with the 7. I'm sorry y'all had to watch that man cry again, y'all. All right, let's talk about Kirsten and Shaquille, who we gave them a 6.5 last time. I barely saw them this episode, so I would keep it there.
I'm gonna give them a 7. I think that they gonna be slow and steady. Fingers crossed.
Slow and steady is how I can see them growing, because I don't know. Again, Jazz she love him. Stop playing.
I didn't say she love him. I said she
has
him.
the ability.
He's growing on her, and the language that she's using is showing it.
Yeah, I'll give her that. I'm rooting for them, of course. Gina and Clint, we gave a 2. I think Jazz gave a 2. I gave a 3. I was being generous. Let us know how you are rating this couple, Gina.
2.5.
2.5. Again, just in case you wanted to rate them a 10, nobody gets a 10 in Jasmine's book.
They wouldn't get a 10 anyway.
Until they both say yes on decision day. was it them or was it Mac that said something about, oh yeah, I would like to give it a 10. I know Nicole said the same thing, but one of the guys said it as well. Jazz says 2.5. I'm still being generous. I'm gonna give him a 3.5. I'm gonna give him a 3.5. 3.5 this week for me, just because like.
I feel like you secretly a divorce attorney, and you just trying to give these people good ratings so that you can make money off of their divorces.
Stop.
What's your commission?
I haven't figured it out yet. Right? Dom and Mac are the last couple that we have. Jazz gave him a 4. I gave him a 5. I feel like I wish I could say there was some. I'm leaving my score where it is.
Same.
I feel like. Yeah, I wish I could say there was some growth here. Again, there were little like glimmers of hope, but for the most part, did you move here just to get on this show? Because that's what it seems like. That's all I got to say.
I don't know about that part. I can't agree with that part, but yeah.
We'll see. Let us know how you feel about all these couples. Give us some ratings. Please make sure that you
like, comment, and subscribe.
Always do that. And we appreciate you for watching all of this video. Tell us how you feeling about these couples, man. Can't wait to see more of the drama take place. But we'll see you on another episode of The JasVynce Show. Peace.
Jasmyne and Vince.